Why skills and learning is so important. In my last video, I talked about how our toxic standards of trying to be attractive for everybody else can really screw up our lives and our relationships with other people. But I didn't really get into why skills and learning is so important in our lives and why it gives us the most fulfillment, why education is so important. And it's not for the reasons you might assume education is important. A lot of people assume it's important because that gets you a job. And sometimes skills and education do get you jobs of certain types, but that's actually not their most important function. So let me discuss why skills and learning is so critical to our lives. Number one, it keeps us engaged and it keeps us busy. So when we're learning and we're engaged, think about how our parents would worry about us as children, and they want to keep us out of the streets. They'd keep us engaged by sending us to swimming lessons or sending us to basketball. Maybe it was crafts or piano lesson, whatever it was that we did as children that we loved, and sometimes we hated it. Whatever our parents sent us to, they're doing that because they want us to stay out of trouble. They want us to have happy, fulfilled lives. And it wasn't necessarily about the actual skill we were learning. Maybe we would never use our piano playing ever again. But it was more about A, finding joy in something, and B, keeping us away from negative activities that are going to ruin our lives. And if you live in a really small town, living to learn and skill build can be critically important, and you may need to travel to do it because you have less activities around you that are happy and productive in your area. And so you may need to find creative ways to continue your skill building and learning journey. And that keeps you away from the negativities of life. That keeps you out of drama with your partner. It keeps you out of addictions. It keeps you out of criminal activity. Like, it just keeps you from all the bad stuff. And only good stuff comes from skill building, like earning more money, for example. But even if you learn a skill and it has nothing to do with your money, it just may give you joy. It might be a hobby. Like, try different things that make you happy and give you joy. And that is just as worthwhile with your time as something that earns you money or gets you a promotion. Like, that joy, sometimes we do something that we love and we think we're going to start a business based on our passion and based on what we love. And then it turns out to be something different and it evolves. And that's okay. Like, sometimes our passion where we're learning hoop acrobatics, for example, when we become a hoop teacher, maybe the teaching experience doesn't pay that well, but it allows you to continue your hobby in a sustainable way, whereas it would normally be very expensive for you while you were in the learning curve. But now that you're an expert, you teach, you get a little bit of money. It's not a lot, but at least you can enjoy your hobby. Sometimes we don't like our hobbies anymore after we start earning money from them, and we grow and evolve, and that's okay too if that happens. We all change throughout our lives. The things that we like when we're 15 are not going to be the same at 25 or 35 or 45. It always changes. It has for me. And we get focused on different activities, and it's okay as long as you're continuing to do something that you really enjoy. And it could even just be cooking. I actually really love cleaning my home. And I think part of the reason I love it is because I live alone at the moment right now and I don't have any partners living with me. It might feel different if I were doing it for someone else. Like, maybe. Having said that, I don't know yet, and I'd hopefully set boundaries so the chores were fair if I lived with a partner or husband one day. And at the moment, when it's just for me, I love cleaning. I love that feeling that my house is like spick and span. It honestly makes me feel like I'm walking into like a massage parlor or a hotel or somewhere I can relax. Like, that vibration of clean just automatically relaxes my body. And it makes me so, so happy. So, like, the littlest unexpected things that you can do for free sometimes create the energy of the most happiness. And you just have to be willing to engage yourself and look to find them. And you might wonder, why is this whole discussion about learning and growing so important for relationships? Well, relationships, there's going to be drama and negativity and uncertainty that comes up. Okay, there's going to be times when your partner's probably going to have cold feet, and you may actually get through it. But if you panic when your partner is having cold feet or they want to take some space away from you, then you're probably going to mess up your relationship. So in those moments where your partner is focused on something else and you want to leave them alone, which can happen a lot, especially if you're the sensitive, communicative one, the other one's a bit more logical and you want to let them be, get into something that you love. Start learning how to do something. Maybe you build a craft like gingerbread houses on a regular basis, or maybe you get into building model planes or whatever it is. Just find something, ideally not something crazy expensive unless you can afford an expensive hobby, but do something that's going to turn your attention to something positive. And even if your hobby is expensive, maybe it's worth it. If it creates a happier, healthier you and you're not going to get angry or upset at your partner or your family or your workplace because of it, maybe it is worth the expense. Kind of depends. I'll leave that up to you. Having said that, not having any activities at all leaves us vulnerable to being angry. It leaves us vulnerable to causing drama, destructing relationships when it's not really necessary. And our relationships are important. Think about it. Even if you are not in a romantic relationship, maybe you just need a good relationship with your family. Like you need to get along with your parents because potentially they're your fallback if you ever were to have financial difficulty. So that's important too, as well as partners to keep in consideration. You have to make yourself happy so that your cup is full when you go out into the world. And learning and growing is something that really helps you. Travel is another one that's really good if you can afford it. Having said that, sometimes travel gets exhausting even when you can afford it. It can just be like go, 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 and you need a rest. And actually studying something can give you that nice constructive rest. So I think learning and skill building is a really, really good one that you can always go back to. But travel when you can is also a really awesome way to learn and grow and learn about the world. And you can include that as part of your arsenal of self-care.